So looking at Valley Regional, they provided us EMS coverage for approximately 9 months in Freeland. We provide EMS tax money to the ambulance, which is in Freeland. So if you was thought that that would be appropriate to provide them with some funds since they did provide us with service. So any thoughts on that? Mm-hmm. So any thought on a number of well,
if I may, for
please.
those residents, everyone should have gotten one of these. They knew a month before this went out that they were not going to be primary. They still sent it out specifically to Freeland residents.
Well, I wouldn't say specifically to Freeland
Oh, no.
residents. In their defense, they also sent them to Whitehaven
Yep. No,
and to
that was
other
my
places
next-
that they do not service, right?
That was my next sentence, because from what I've heard so far from the other organizations, Medic 11 has attempted to reach them just like I have, so is Whitehaven, so is Hazel Township, and they've not gotten a call back. But any place that they have responded to, even they even sent to Weatherly, they sent this out to all the residents. So they are getting money in that's
Oh, yeah,
on
understood.
that.
Well,
And we have no collaborative agreement with them. What that means is, if our ambulance does go, just like if the other ambulances go, they're gonna get a bill from the ambulance that actually responded, thinking that they're gonna get nothing because they're a member of this. I just wanted to point that out, because we've had people just stop at the station.
We've had them call into
I
the
know.
borough office, and
I
she's
know.
had fielded numerous calls. Believe me, I'm none too happy about it,
Yeah.
that they sent them out to all these people. But I'm trying to separate their actions from what I think is right, and, you know, had they not done that, this conversation would be a lot easier. It's a little tougher today, but I don't know.
what was the calls for the 9 months for Mr. Crone? If you could, last night, 400 and some calls? Ish? 400?
I mean, technically, it was around Christmas time last year that they were assigned, so, 9 months, 10 months, who cares?
Sure.
But they were covering for 2 months before that, so it is, you could also say it was a year, but to answer your question, it was, I believe, 396 calls.
3 nights.
Like actual transports though, too, or?
No, I mean, everybody has their own way of tracking things and stuff like that, but they don't have any control over whether somebody refuses or
Yeah.
they get canceled en route or anything like that.
My
You'd
original
have to
thought-
ask them if they were actual responses or not, sorry.
So my thought, the few times we talked was like a $25 per
Mm-hmm.
call before the flyer went out.
Right.
So, was thinking like a $10,000,
Mm-hmm.
but with the flyer going out, I don't know. And I assume the 400 was maybe actual transports,
Right, that they were actually, billable calls.
so.
Stuff, I don't know. I think something is appropriate. I think, at this point with that, I think cutting it back, to something a little bit smaller might be more appropriate. Maybe that was a little bit too generous.
Yeah.
I mean, we had talked to him about it, sitting right in that chair as well, and had expressed that to him, but, I don't know. Marilyn, any thoughts on a number?
Was 9 months, and how many calls?
It was 10 months or so, and just under 400. About 400.
I think maybe the multiplier could be, if we could get a hold of Valley, see how many they didn't transport for, because they're the ones basically they didn't get any
Didn't get
money
paid
on.
for it, right?
So if we could figure out,
Any idea? You got? I mean, if it's 0, it's okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna stay out of it.
Yeah,
Other than
sure.
just
I get it, I
understand
get it.
why.
Tom,
I just wanna say one thing in regards to.
nothing, something? Not sure.
not sure.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Just-
I'm not looking for a commitment.
Just giving you
Look at it.
one rough number out
get a
of,
barometer out here.
if we base roughly on how many calls we transported the previous year and how many we basically blue lined, it was about 50-50.
50-50. Okay.
$250, 25 bucks a call, 5,000.
5,000. It's better than the zero we, are required to give them, so, it's better than nothing. I don't see anybody else throwing money at them. All right, next up, we had,